If you've been following this kind of little story here, there's been a long delay between the time I last mentioned it on video and today we finally get to it. There's a lot of reasons for that, and it actually turns out to be the best thing to happen because I know a lot more than I did at the time I last mentioned it in the video. And this is one reason that you have to be a little bit leery of these product review videos, because a lot of times they're giving you links in the description to click on that and go buy one, and the average everyday consumer doesn't realize that that guy making that video is getting a piece of that action that he spends or she spends on that product. Beware, it's called an affiliation link, and the way the sellers see it is, well, I would not have made this sale without this guy sending me these people to buy this product, so I'm going to give him a piece of the action. That's how it works. And that's why you don't see any affiliate links in my video. I could do that, but the whole point of my channel is to be honest with you guys, and a lot of these products and even some services I can't, I'm not going to rave about them because they didn't fulfill my expectations, which makes you nothing in a product review video because no one's going to click that link if you're telling them the product is a piece of junk. You understand how that works here? So, because the actual person reviewing the product knows it's a piece of junk, but they just want that couple of dollars from that sale that you're going to get, they're just reviewing everything and raving about everything and saying, go buy one, here's a special link for 5% off. And it's I don't want to call it a scam because some products are good, you know what I mean? It's just the whole point of this channel is for me to be honest with you. And this is not, this is not the only hesitation here. This was a gift. It was a gift. And here I am looking a gift horse in the mouth, and because it's a gift, can I say, hey, this gift is a piece of shit, don't buy it? That's not what's going to happen here. But what if it was a piece of shit? How can I say, oh, thank you for this gift? Hey, don't buy this, it's a piece of garbage. So there's that thing in there. And there's the very fact that it often takes weeks, even months, maybe even years to actually, make this final decision on this product. You have to spend time with it. You have to experiment with it. You have to see how long it's going to last. You know what I mean? So, you can't just get these Dremel cutoff discs and use them for, a half hour and say, hey, these are great, buy them. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that to you to make nickels and dimes off you buying stuff. So I don't know if they're great. Let me spend a year cutting stuff with them, and then I'll tell you how good they are, how long they last. So now I'm taking a break from work. That's why I'm all disgusting, and it gets really cruddy in here with stuff flying around with Disque on me, grinding on that, and yeah. Sometimes I don't get out of here until it's like 10 o'clock at night, and it gets all dark out there, and I'm kind of feeling my way around back into the house, and I'm disgusting. I'm just covered in dirt, and I'm coughing because there's all kinds of rust and dust and all kinds of stuff flying around. But there's no other place I would rather be other than a pool than right here. Who you hiding from?
Everybody.
Except me.
Oh. No, I went. I went camping from last Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
And I was out out flying over the Smoky Mountains on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Went out towards Nashville going caving yesterday.
Wow. You getting around.
Going down to Swanee, Tennessee, Saturday,
Swanee, Tennessee.
and everything. And supposed to be going to Virginia next Wednesday
Man.
for a couple of days. So I'm hiding out, when I can do nothing.
I see.
Oh.
Going for a 7-pack, James.
What?
So yeah, that's it. We're taking a break and chilling out and talking to you. Like I said, there's a lot more I know about. Where's it at? This, the extension, Cue extension that goes between the butt and the shed. Then I did, back when I was talking about it before, I know a whole hell of a lot more. But I need to take, the first thing I do when I buy a pool cue, here's my Pure X, is take the weight out. That's what I do, because I like light cues, right? So usually I wind up putting it back in because taking the weight out knocks off the balance and it just doesn't feel right. So I still want to take the weight out. The issue is getting a weight in the front, in the front part of the butt. So to get this compromised, you have to take this whole joint out. You should get a professional cue guy to do this, which I have in Kentucky. You take the joint out and drill a hole down there and fill it with lead. Just about 1.5 ounces of lead that would be perfect for this cue right here. Once that was done, I could take the weight back out and continue playing with it. And I will I'll put a, the whole reason I bought this Pure X is because the wrap goes all the way down to the end of the butt. I don't give a rat's ass about having decor there or anything, because a lot of times my hand is slipping back to it, and I don't put any stock in that part of the butt. I want the wrap going all the way down to the end of the butt. That's why I bought this. This is one of the few cues I could find that has this. And as you can see, if you take a close look, that probably couldn't get more worn out. That's what happens when you play a whole hell of a lot of pool. So then I put sleeves, a rack that unrolls, you know what I mean. And it's rubber, the same texture, so I stuck with that. And then this gets even worse. So that's the story of that. So what's that got to do with this cue extension? My whole intrigue with this was, if you go back to the story of taking the weight out and putting weight up on the front and the front weight the cue. My whole intrigue with this was to put weight at the front of the cue and not bother with all that until I can, until I get the kahunas to hire a cue maker, which I have in mind, and my cue's all designed and everything. But it wasn't for, most people buy these for just added length, and so they're not struggling with the follow through, and so there's a little bit less cue movement in the follow through, and they're not reaching for balls, and that's good too. These things work perfectly for that. So it takes out the effort of your stroke. You know what I mean? You're not having to force anything. You're letting the cue do the work for you, and this helps a whole lot. So to get right to it, it's way too late to say to get right to it, because I got to tell you my whole life story before I get to it. I started noticing some things that weren't real pleasant after about between a week and 2 weeks of playing with it. And I guess I can show you what was happening, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a clip right here. Miscue. Now, before you question this, I know my stroke was straight. I know my stroke inside and out, and I haven't miscued in probably well over a year, and I rarely do it, maybe once a year. And I knew on that shot that I hit the cue ball where I meant to hit the cue. The tip of the cue hit the wrong place on the cue ball. And I know I aimed it right. I know I didn't drop anything. I know there was no body movement, which is usually what causes miscues. And I know my stroke was straight. So I started experimenting with it that same night, and miscued again. And and it wasn't my tip. Everything about the way I was shooting was fine, but the tip was not hitting the cue ball. So if you roll this cue on the table, and this is another reason I bought this. I had the same company cue. This is a higher grade version of the same company, which is what players. Yeah, it's just a bar beater cue. That's why I own this. This has been all over the country with me. And when you're going into a shady place, you don't want to take a $4,000 cue inside. You're going to have to take it to the bathroom with you. You're going to have to keep an eye on it. And it's just something pool players don't want to do. If you're going out to a shady bar, this is what you want. Because and I know this player is straight as an arrow, and I'm beating the hell out of this cue. And I broke like a monster with it for years, and it holds up. It's still straight. The butt is straight if you roll the butt alone on the table. The shaft is straight if you roll the shaft. And put together, it's straight. And if there's any cue that is going to retire in the whole world, it's going to be this. It's going to be John, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. But it keeps up with me. And I don't baby my stuff. I don't baby my truck. I don't baby my tools. I don't baby my guitars. I don't baby my pool cues. I really put them through hell and put them through the test. And this piece of junk, firewood, has kept up with me. I can replace it and get one just like it. These cues, I know it's just the players. I know how much they cost. I know, but you don't want to walk into a sleazy bar in the middle of the night with a nice cue, but you want something straight. You want something reliable. You want something to where you don't have to worry about it getting stolen. You just don't need that added thing while you're trying to go out and do your business. And so I knew, because this cue held up and rolled with me for so many years, that this, which is the same company, would keep up with me too, if not even more so. So what I'm trying to say is they're both the same joint. So this extension fits the same pin on both cues. It's the same company and it's the same pin. So it works on both. Now here's the strange thing. Both of these are straight as you could ever get. But you put this on this Purex and roll it on the table, and I'm going to show you a clip. And that's what you got. And that's why I was miscuing. That's why I was almost miscuing. That's why I was struggling. Now here's the crazy part. Same straightness, same cue, same company, same pin, same joint. You put it on this, and this stays perfectly straight. So I can use that extension on this, but I cannot use it on that. I don't know why. I'm not, I'm not an engineer. I'm sure they could figure it out. But that's where we are. It sucks for this one, and it's great for this one. In fact, I know something's wrong if this is not connected to this cue. This has become a part of this cue. Like the cue likes it, I like it, everybody's happy. And it's the exact opposite. I hate that when it's on the PRX. So that's why lately you've been seeing me break with this and play with that. What the hell kind of reveal was that? I don't. It is what it is, man. I can't figure it out. I've thought about it and I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, that's the conclusion, and this was all about front weight and the cue. The added extension and the lack of effort with the follow through was just kind of like an added bonus. That once it was on the right cue, it just became part of my game, and I love it. So if you're gonna buy one of these, buy it from a retailer. I would not buy this online. If you know a place, a building, a store that sells, pool equipment, pool accessories, and pool tables and pool cues, put it on your stick. And if they don't let you do that, don't buy it. So it's going to cost a couple more dollars to buy through, a retailer store, because they have to pay the rent. But it's worth it. Put it on your cue and go to the pool table and roll it and look up under the cue, between the table and the cue, to see if anything's, wobbly. And if it's straight, buy it. If you want it. Yes, ma'am.